You're in the den with Aaron EBM. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button on the way in. All right, let's get right into it. We're going to talk about Fresh and Fit today. This is actually the third time I've covered Fresh and Fit, so let's get right into it. All right, if you're not familiar with their content style, what they usually do is get a live panel together, mostly of women, and they hash out manosphere talking points, and usually one of the girls gets put off the show. Well, this is called the Frank Castle, or whatever he likes to call it, the Punisher. In this episode, it was nothing new. You know, in this episode, he had on Asian Doll. He brought her in. People say she was late anyway, 2 hours late, which I don't even know why he had her on the show if she was 2 hours late. Came in there, she had a sidebar conversation. He didn't like it. She said he was mean. He tried to kick her out. She popped off a little bit and decided to leave. It wasn't the worst thing. Nothing to be seen or heard. Life goes on as usual. What happens next? Old videos resurfaced to them saying they didn't really like dating black girls. What's the problem with that, right?
What about the black dating app called Black? Oh, it's funny, I never used that one, bro, but hey, man.
I mean, hey, bro, if you want to date a bunch of Shaniquas, go for it, man.
Look,
me and Fresh aren't really down with the brown like that. Man. We ain't Knight Rider, you know, Redbone, but like in general, me and Fresh don't dabble in the dark.
Right. It wasn't them just saying they didn't like dating black girls. It was the things that they said on top of it. So you fast forward and mainstream media outlets pick it up, like the Shade Room and BET, and they came back to defend themselves, saying that they could have their preference. Why? Because women have their preferences all the time. They get to say if they want a short man or a tall man, a short man, a man with a lot of money. Why can't they state their preferences? True, you should be able to state your preferences as a man, but did you just state your preferences? No, you added on. You made sure that you made black women the butt of the joke, and that is the problem. If you didn't like dating black women, you could have just said, I don't like dating black women, and moved on. No, but you kept on deciding to make black women the butt of your jokes. I get it. I get what you're trying to do. The rest of the manosphere does the same thing, right? Then why can't you just join in and make fun and poke fun like the rest of everybody? Unlike the rest of these young guys that follow Fresh and Fit, some of the older guys, the guys over 30 know what's going on. You didn't like black women, or you didn't like dating black women, or a certain type, like you tried to come back and save face. Well, we just don't like ratchet women. Like you say, you didn't need to say you didn't like ratchet women. You know as yourself as a man that what kind of woman you date. What Fresh and Fit remind me of, or who they remind me of, is if you have grown up in a mixed community or white community, if you went to college, you know you had the frat boy Brads, or that kind of type that really liked to hang out with you, and you genuinely had a good relationship, right? But he was always 1 or 2 beers away from saying something he regretted and that you had to check him on. You know, the ones that get a little bit too comfortable. He forgot that he had boundaries that he couldn't cross. That's what Fresh and Fit represent. They are really out of touch. 2 guys trying to make a business, heavily influenced by hip-hop culture, but are a little detached from the culture. Myron went on to say that his mom is black, which she is Sudanese descent. Fresh went behind the same thing and said that he's from Barbados. And what does that mean? Like, you can't disrespect a black woman if you have a black mom. Like, you can't be a woman beater if you have a black mom. You can't cuss out your wife or your woman if you have a black mom. That's no different than a man when he's calling out a black woman and she says your mom's black. There's no difference. You're trying to do the same thing they do. Because you already said, if women can do all this, why can't we do it? Because we're men. You know that there's double standards between men and women. You already know that. We talk about the double standards all the time. So now all of a sudden you don't understand that there are double standards? What we intelligent men are hearing is a load of BS because you got caught in this little douchebag trap. You can tell me I'm wrong. You can tell me whatever you want to do, but answer this question first. You have a nickname for every ratchet black woman you see, whether she's a hyena, German shepherd, whether she's a Knight Rider, or you not being down with the brown and all the rest of the euphemisms you have. But where is that nickname or that euphemism for the ratchet white woman? And where is the euphemism for the ratchet Latino woman? Answer that. I'm out.